Flirting is more than just playful interaction, it's an art. But how do you approach flirting with confidence, authenticity, and emotional control? The answer lies in Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to master our emotions, control our reactions, and build strong, lasting relationships. Today, we're diving deep into Stoic flirting tactics, practical strategies that not only make you more attractive but also enable you to approach relationships with wisdom and integrity. Stoicism teaches us that we can't control the world around us, but we can control how we respond to it. When it comes to dating and relationships, the Stoic approach provides a blueprint for becoming more emotionally resilient, confident, and genuinely attractive to women. It's not about playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about embodying your highest self while remaining calm, confident, and emotionally stable. If you're looking to attract women while staying true to yourself, mastering Stoic principles will give you the edge. Stay tuned as we explore 8 irresistible Stoic flirting tactics that women can't get enough of. 1. Cultivating emotional control and calmness. One of the most powerful tools in Stoic philosophy is emotional control. Emotions can be intense, but how we choose to respond to them determines our outcomes, especially in dating and flirting. The Stoics believed that emotions are natural, but our reactions to them can either empower or disempower us. In flirting, this principle is especially valuable because it allows you to interact with women in a way that is calm, collected, and attractive. Why emotional control matters. When you flirt with emotional control, you're displaying a high level of maturity and self-awareness. Women are often drawn to men who are emotionally stable, as it creates an environment of trust and security. Whether it's handling awkward moments, dealing with rejection, or staying grounded in a playful interaction, emotional control ensures you are always in the driver's seat of the conversation. This is the essence of Stoic calmness, being present, composed, and not letting external circumstances rattle you. How to apply emotional control while flirting. To implement emotional control in flirting, start by practicing mindfulness in your interactions. Notice how certain situations or words make you feel and choose to respond intentionally rather than react impulsively. For example, if a woman teases you or challenges your viewpoint, resist the urge to get defensive or flustered. Instead, calmly smile, acknowledge her words, and offer a thoughtful response. By practicing patience and maintaining a steady demeanor, you show that you are not easily thrown off balance. This is incredibly attractive because it exudes confidence and strength. Stoic perspective on desire and attraction. A key Stoic principle is the idea of desire being a source of disturbance. The Stoics taught that we should not be overly attached to outcomes, whether it's the desire to win someone's affection or the fear of rejection. When flirting, this mindset frees you from desperation. You approach interactions with a mindset of abundance, where you're not attached to any one particular outcome, but rather focused on the experience itself. Women appreciate this relaxed approach because it shows that you are emotionally independent and not relying on their approval to feel good about yourself. Practical example. Stoic emotional control in action. Imagine you're having a conversation with a woman at a social event, and she suddenly seems uninterested or distracted. Instead of becoming anxious or insecure about it, maintain your composure. Acknowledge that her disinterest isn't a reflection of your worth, but rather a natural part of human interaction. You can calmly shift the topic, express your interest in a different subject, or politely excuse yourself without feeling rejected. The key is not to let external factors dictate your internal state. By practicing emotional control, you demonstrate a high level of self-respect and emotional resilience. 2. Confidence through virtue and wisdom. In Stoic philosophy, true confidence doesn't come from external validation or shallow appearances. It is rooted in virtue and wisdom. Confidence is about knowing who you are, understanding your worth, and maintaining your integrity in all situations. This type of confidence is highly attractive because it is grounded in authenticity and self-awareness, two traits that make you stand out without the need for bravado or exaggerated displays. Confidence through inner virtue. Virtue, according to the Stoics, is the highest good. It's about embodying wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in every action and thought. When you embody these virtues, you exude a quiet confidence that doesn't rely on external approval. You know your values and act according to them, which is incredibly magnetic. Women are drawn to men who are principled and grounded in their beliefs. Confidence rooted in virtue isn't about showing off or proving anything. It's about living truthfully and with purpose. The Stoic mindset on self-worth. Stoicism teaches us that external events and the opinions of others are beyond our control. Our worth, therefore, is not determined by how others perceive us but by our own actions and character. When you approach flirting and dating with this mindset, it frees you from the anxiety of trying to impress. Your confidence comes from knowing that you are enough, regardless of the outcome of any particular interaction. Women are often attracted to men who are confident in themselves without the need to prove it. They appreciate men who don't seek validation because it shows they are emotionally secure and independent. Embodying wisdom in flirting. Flirting is not just about witty lines or playful teasing. It's also about demonstrating wisdom. A Stoic man flirts with substance and depth, knowing how to engage in thoughtful conversation, listen actively, and understand the other person's perspective. Wisdom in flirting involves knowing when to engage, when to step back, and when to deepen the connection. It's not about being overly intense or pushy. It's about bringing intellectual and emotional richness to the interaction. Women are often more attracted to men who can balance lightheartedness with meaningful conversation. Practical example. Wisdom and confidence in action. Imagine you're in a conversation with a woman at a social gathering, and the topic shifts to something that requires a bit of intellectual depth. Instead of attempting to dominate the conversation with your own opinions, approach the exchange with curiosity and wisdom. Ask insightful questions, listen intently to her responses, and offer thoughtful perspectives. By demonstrating wisdom and confidence in your own knowledge without being arrogant, you'll engage her on a deeper level. This shows that you are a man of substance who values meaningful interactions over shallow exchanges. Confidence as a natural outcome. When you focus on embodying Stoic virtues and wisdom, confidence becomes a natural byproduct. You stop relying on the approval of others to validate your self-worth, and instead, you carry yourself with the quiet assurance that comes from living a virtuous life. Women are drawn to men who don't need to prove their worth, but who demonstrate it through their actions. This kind of confidence is irresistible because it's authentic and deeply rooted in your character. Why virtue and wisdom are attractive. In a world where superficial traits often dominate the dating scene, women are drawn to men who offer something more. Depth, authenticity, and emotional intelligence. Virtue and wisdom create a strong foundation for meaningful relationships, as they ensure that the connection isn't just based on surface-level attraction, but on shared values and genuine compatibility. When you embody these qualities, you naturally become a more attractive partner, not just for a fleeting moment, but for the long term. 3. The power of subtlety and restraint. One of the most profound aspects of Stoic philosophy is the idea of restraint. The Stoics believed in controlling impulses and not acting out of excess, especially when it comes to emotions and desires. This principle is incredibly powerful in the realm of flirting, where subtlety can often be more alluring than boldness. Instead of pushing for immediate attention or approval, the Stoic approach is one of patience, measured responses, and allowing attraction to build over time. Flirting with restraint. Why less is more? In flirting, less can be far more impactful than trying to be the center of attention. Stoics believe in the power of restraint, holding back just enough to spark curiosity while leaving space for the other person to initiate or engage more deeply. This subtlety builds a sense of intrigue and attraction. Instead of overwhelming someone with constant compliments or trying too hard to impress, the Stoic approach involves creating an environment of calm, intrigue, and respectful distance. This allows the other person to feel both the attraction and the freedom to reciprocate at their own pace. Using silence as a tool. The Stoics' ability to remain silent when necessary is one of their most powerful tools in interactions. Silence conveys confidence and control, while allowing the other person to express themselves. In flirting, silence doesn't mean awkwardness, but rather a deliberate pause that invites reflection. If you're having a conversation and a woman says something intriguing, resist the urge to immediately respond with an over-explanation or unnecessary elaboration. Instead, allow a thoughtful pause, letting the silence speak for itself. It creates space for her to engage deeper and shows that you are confident enough to let moments unfold naturally. Women are often drawn to men who can be comfortable in silence, as it demonstrates emotional maturity and self-assurance. The Stoic mindset on pursuit and detachment. Stoicism teaches detachment from outcomes, meaning that you are not emotionally invested in the result of any interaction. This detachment is not about indifference, but about understanding that your worth does not depend on the response you receive. In flirting, this can be incredibly powerful. If you're not overly attached to the idea of winning someone over or needing their validation, it allows you to flirt with ease and authenticity. The pressure to perform evaporates, and what remains is a genuine, calm interaction. This detachment makes your attention and interest feel more genuine, as you're not desperately trying to win someone's approval, but rather enjoying the experience of getting to know them. Practical example. Flirting with subtlety. Imagine you're at a social event, and you engage in light conversation with a woman. Instead of aggressively pursuing her with questions or compliments, you take a subtle approach. You might make a small, genuine observation about something she said, or ask a question that encourages her to elaborate, showing interest without overdoing it. Instead of trying to constantly lead the conversation, allow her to speak more freely, and in turn, show that you value her thoughts and perspective. This creates a balanced dynamic where she feels seen and heard, and the interaction becomes more meaningful and less forced. Why subtlety works in flirting. Subtlety works because it allows the interaction to unfold organically. It removes the pressure of performing and focuses on the enjoyment of connecting with someone. Women often find men who can flirt subtly and confidently more attractive because it signals emotional intelligence, respect, and patience. It shows that you're not seeking instant validation or external affirmation, but are genuinely interested in building a deeper connection. This approach also leaves room for mystery, making the interaction feel more exciting and allowing attraction to grow naturally. The art of detachment in flirting. Flirting with a Stoic mindset requires a certain level of emotional detachment. While you may feel attraction, the Stoic philosophy reminds us not to become overly attached to the idea of a specific outcome. Instead, you can enjoy the interaction for what it is, knowing that whether or not it progresses to something deeper is not a reflection of your self-worth. This calm and composed approach creates space for mutual interest to develop without the pressure of expectations. Women are naturally drawn to men who approach flirting with emotional maturity and a sense of personal independence, as this dynamic fosters a deeper connection. 4. The role of respect and boundaries. One of the core principles in Stoicism is the idea of respecting the boundaries of others while also establishing your own. In flirting, respect and the understanding of personal boundaries are essential for building attraction. Stoics believe that true power lies in treating others with dignity and integrity, and this mindset carries over into romantic and social interactions. When you show respect and honor another person's boundaries, you are not only demonstrating good character, but you are also creating an environment where attraction can grow naturally and healthily. Understanding boundaries in flirting. In any interaction, particularly in flirting, it's crucial to understand and respect personal boundaries. This doesn't just mean respecting physical space, but also emotional and conversational boundaries. The Stoic approach to boundaries is about knowing when to step forward and when to hold back. If a woman seems uncomfortable or uninterested, a Stoic would recognize this as a sign to reassess the approach and give space, rather than pushing harder. Respecting boundaries signals emotional maturity and helps foster trust, which is the foundation for any meaningful connection. This makes the interaction feel safe, which in turn increases the chances of forming a genuine attraction. Why boundaries are attractive. One of the most attractive qualities a person can have, especially when flirting, is the ability to set clear boundaries and respect the boundaries of others. Women are drawn to men who are clear about their own boundaries because it shows confidence and self-respect. Moreover, when you show respect for her boundaries, you are communicating that you value her autonomy and are not looking to manipulate or control her. This respect builds trust, and trust is a key component of any healthy and lasting relationship. A man who respects boundaries is seen as someone who values mutual respect, emotional safety, and connection, qualities that are essential for a deeper relationship. Setting your own boundaries. A key Stoic practice is to establish and maintain personal boundaries based on your values. By doing so, you protect your own emotional energy and create space for healthy interactions. When flirting, setting your own boundaries means not compromising your self-respect to win someone over or give in to external pressures. If a woman tries to push you past your personal boundaries, whether it's expecting constant attention, disregarding your feelings, or making unreasonable demands, a Stoic would recognize this as a sign of imbalance and would assert their boundaries firmly but kindly. This practice helps maintain a healthy dynamic in the interaction and prevents the development of unhealthy patterns. Practical example. Boundaries in action. Imagine you're flirting with a woman who begins to cross a boundary, such as becoming too physical too quickly or engaging in conversation topics that make you uncomfortable. Instead of ignoring your discomfort or trying to go along with it to avoid tension, a Stoic would kindly but clearly express their boundaries. You could say something like, "I prefer to take things a little slower and get to know someone before we get too physical," or, "I'd like to talk about something else, if that's okay with you." By doing this in a calm and respectful way, you show not only that you value your own limits, but that you also care about her comfort. Women respect men who communicate their boundaries confidently and respectfully, as it signals maturity and integrity. The benefits of setting boundaries in dating. When you set boundaries, you create an atmosphere of mutual respect, which is crucial for long-term attraction and connection. By honoring each other's limits, both parties feel more secure and valued, which allows for deeper emotional intimacy to develop. Boundaries also help prevent misunderstandings or miscommunications from arising, which can often lead to resentment or frustration. With clear and respectful boundaries, both you and the woman you're flirting with can approach the interaction with trust and a sense of emotional safety, which naturally cultivates a strong connection. Why Stoics value boundaries in relationships. For Stoics, personal boundaries are a reflection of one's self-respect and emotional discipline. In a relationship, whether it's a casual interaction or something more serious, maintaining healthy boundaries ensures that both parties are respected and that the relationship remains balanced and emotionally healthy. Women are more likely to be attracted to men who respect boundaries because it shows emotional intelligence, self-control, and a commitment to building a healthy dynamic. By practicing the Stoic principles of respect and boundaries in flirting, you lay the foundation for a relationship based on mutual understanding, trust, and emotional growth. 5. Emotional control. The Stoics' secret to calm confidence. One of the most powerful aspects of Stoicism is emotional control, specifically, the ability to remain calm and composed regardless of external circumstances. In flirting and dating, emotional control is an essential skill. Rather than reacting impulsively to a woman's words or actions, a Stoic maintains inner calm, which exudes confidence and emotional maturity. This calmness not only makes you more attractive but also fosters a deeper, more meaningful connection with others. The importance of emotional control in flirting. Flirting is often an emotional experience, especially when attraction is involved. It can be easy to get caught up in the excitement or anxiety of trying to make a good impression, but the Stoic approach teaches us to step back and observe our emotions without being controlled by them. When you remain calm in your interactions, you signal to others that you are emotionally stable and in control of your reactions. This sense of emotional balance is magnetic, as it creates a feeling of safety and security in those around you. Women are often drawn to men who can stay grounded in the face of emotional ups and downs, as it suggests confidence, maturity, and self-control. Managing anxiety and nervousness. Many men experience anxiety or nervousness when flirting or trying to attract a woman, but the Stoic approach provides a useful framework for managing these emotions. Instead of letting nervousness dictate your actions, you can use Stoic principles to recognize these feelings as natural and not something to fear. By acknowledging your anxiety without giving it power, you can shift your focus back to the present moment and engage with confidence. Techniques such as deep breathing, mindfulness, and reframing negative thoughts are all part of the Stoic toolkit for managing anxiety. By practicing these techniques, you can maintain control over your emotions and flirt with a calm and confident demeanor. The Stoics' approach to rejection. Rejection is an inevitable part of flirting and dating, and the Stoic response is one of acceptance. Rather than taking rejection personally or reacting with frustration or anger, a Stoic understands that rejection is a natural part of life and does not reflect on their worth as a person. This detachment from the outcome allows you to navigate rejection with grace and poise. When you accept rejection calmly, you send a powerful message that you are not defined by the response of others and that your self-worth is independent of external validation. This emotional resilience is incredibly attractive, as it shows that you are confident and comfortable with who you are. Practical example. Responding to emotional triggers. Let's say you're flirting with a woman, and she says something that triggers an emotional response in you, perhaps a comment that makes you feel insecure or self-conscious. Rather than reacting impulsively or defensively, the Stoic approach is to pause, take a deep breath, and assess the situation objectively. You might recognize that her words are not a reflection of your worth, but simply her perspective or opinion. By responding calmly and thoughtfully, you maintain control over your emotions and keep the interaction grounded in respect and understanding. This shows that you are emotionally intelligent and capable of handling even challenging moments with grace. How emotional control improves your flirting game. Emotional control improves your flirting game by allowing you to engage with others in a relaxed and confident manner. When you are in control of your emotions, you can direct your attention toward the other person, genuinely listening and responding with empathy. This creates a stronger connection and makes the interaction feel more authentic and meaningful. Women are often drawn to men who demonstrate emotional control, as it suggests that they are stable, reliable, and able to handle the complexities of relationships with maturity and ease. This kind of emotional stability lays the foundation for deeper, more lasting attraction. The power of emotional stability in attraction. When you are emotionally stable and in control, you not only become more attractive to others, but you also build deeper connections. Emotional stability helps you navigate the ups and downs of relationships with ease, making it easier to form a meaningful bond. Women are often drawn to men who exhibit emotional stability because it signals that they can be trusted and relied upon in difficult situations. By practicing emotional control in flirting, you demonstrate that you have the maturity and self-discipline to handle challenges without letting emotions rule your behavior. This calm confidence is one of the most powerful and attractive traits a man can possess. 6. Subtlety and patience. The Stoic approach to attraction. In the fast-paced world of modern dating, it's easy to fall into the trap of rushing things or trying too hard to impress. However, Stoicism teaches us that patience and subtlety are far more effective in building attraction and forming meaningful connections. By taking a slow and deliberate approach to flirting, you give the relationship the time and space it needs to develop naturally, without forcing anything. This approach reflects the Stoic belief that true power comes from calm, controlled actions, not from forcing outcomes or reacting impulsively. Why subtlety is attractive. The Stoic approach to flirting emphasizes subtlety over overt displays of attraction. Subtlety involves engaging in small, thoughtful gestures that convey your interest without being overly obvious or aggressive. For example, maintaining eye contact, offering a genuine compliment, or subtly mirroring her body language can signal your attraction in a way that feels natural and effortless. Stoic flirting is about making your intentions clear without being brash or overwhelming, which creates a sense of mystery and intrigue that draws people in. Subtlety gives you the opportunity to show interest without overloading the other person with pressure or expectations, which often leads to more positive and lasting connections. The role of patience in attraction. Patience is a core principle of Stoicism and one that is essential in the realm of flirting. Instead of rushing to get a quick response or trying to speed up the process of building attraction, a Stoic takes their time, allowing the connection to develop gradually. Patience shows confidence and respect for the other person's pace and comfort level. By not pushing for immediate outcomes, you demonstrate emotional maturity and self-assurance, signaling that you are comfortable with whatever the timing may be. This patient approach makes the process of building attraction feel more organic, which increases the likelihood of creating a meaningful and lasting bond. The power of restraint. Restraint is one of the hallmarks of Stoic philosophy. In flirting, this means resisting the urge to overcommit emotionally or physically too soon. Restraint doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. Rather, it's about expressing those feelings in a measured way, in accordance with the situation. For example, rather than overwhelming a woman with constant attention or affection, a Stoic might offer thoughtful compliments or light physical touches at the right moment, giving the other person space to reciprocate. Restraint in flirting not only demonstrates emotional control but also creates a dynamic of mutual respect and understanding, which is more likely to lead to a lasting attraction. How subtlety and patience lead to deeper connections. Subtlety and patience don't just make you more attractive, they also lay the foundation for deeper emotional connections. By allowing the relationship to unfold naturally, you create space for trust, respect, and intimacy to develop over time. Women often find these qualities appealing because they signal a man who is not desperate or needy, but confident and self-aware. A Stoic doesn't rush into things. Instead, they allow the relationship to grow at its own pace, which helps build a stronger, more authentic bond. This approach not only makes the flirting process more enjoyable but also increases the chances of forming a lasting connection based on mutual respect and understanding. Practical example. Flirting with subtlety. Let's say you're at a social event, and you notice a woman across the room who catches your eye. Instead of rushing over and immediately striking up a conversation, you observe her body language to gauge her level of comfort and interest. You might engage her subtly through a smile or brief eye contact, waiting to see if she responds positively. If she does, you might approach her with a calm, collected demeanor and offer a simple, genuine compliment. Throughout the conversation, you maintain a slow and steady pace, giving her space to contribute to the dialogue and allowing the interaction to unfold naturally. By practicing subtlety and patience, you create an environment where attraction can grow over time, and you avoid the pitfalls of rushing or overwhelming the other person. How to avoid the pitfalls of over-flirting. One of the dangers of flirting is the temptation to overdo it, either by coming on too strong or being overly eager. This can make the other person feel uncomfortable or pressured, which will often lead to a lack of attraction or even a desire to back off. By applying the Stoic principles of subtlety and patience, you avoid these pitfalls. You engage with a sense of calm and restraint, giving the other person the space they need to respond to your advances without feeling overwhelmed. This not only increases the chances of creating a positive connection but also ensures that both parties feel respected and valued in the process. In the world of dating, subtlety and patience can be incredibly powerful tools. By taking your time and respecting the natural pace of attraction, you allow the relationship to develop organically. This creates a stronger emotional connection and lays the groundwork for a meaningful relationship based on mutual respect, trust, and understanding. With the Stoic approach, you can flirt with confidence and calmness, knowing that the right connection will develop at the right time. 7. Authenticity. The Stoic secret to irresistible attraction. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies the principle of living in alignment with one's true self. This emphasis on authenticity extends into all areas of life, including relationships and dating. When you approach flirting with a genuine sense of who you are, free from pretense or the desire to impress, you not only attract the right people but also foster deeper, more meaningful connections. Authenticity is magnetic because it allows others to see you for who you truly are, and it creates a space where both individuals can relate to each other on a deeper level. Why authenticity is key in attraction. Authenticity is one of the most attractive qualities a person can possess. When you're true to yourself, you don't feel the need to put on a mask or behave in a way that isn't aligned with your values or personality. Women are naturally drawn to men who are comfortable with themselves, as it signals self-confidence and emotional maturity. By embracing who you are and not trying to be someone you're not, you create an atmosphere of honesty and openness that invites genuine connections. This authenticity is incredibly attractive because it allows both individuals to relate to each other as equals, rather than playing roles or trying to impress. How to be authentic in flirting. Being authentic in flirting means embracing vulnerability and expressing your true feelings and intentions. This doesn't mean being overly forward or sharing every detail of your personal life, but it does mean being open and honest in your interactions. Rather than trying to craft the perfect line or follow some formula, focus on being present in the moment and responding honestly to what the other person is saying. Show interest in her as a person, not as an object of attraction, and let the conversation flow naturally. Authentic flirting isn't about impressing the other person. It's about creating an honest connection where both parties feel valued and respected. The Stoics' approach to vulnerability. Stoicism is often misunderstood as a philosophy of emotional detachment or coldness, but in reality, it teaches us the value of emotional resilience and vulnerability. Being authentic requires a willingness to show vulnerability, even in situations where we might feel uncertain or exposed. A Stoic doesn't shy away from vulnerability but embraces it as a natural part of the human experience. In flirting, vulnerability can be as simple as sharing a personal story, expressing a genuine compliment, or admitting that you're nervous or unsure. This honesty and openness create a safe space for both individuals to connect on a deeper level. It also signals to the other person that you are emotionally secure enough to be real, which is an incredibly attractive trait. Avoiding the trap of being someone you're not. One of the greatest risks in dating is trying to be someone you're not in order to gain approval or attract attention. Whether it's pretending to have interests that don't align with your true self or exaggerating your accomplishments, this behavior creates a false image that is not sustainable in the long term. The Stoic approach encourages you to be honest and to live in accordance with your values and beliefs. By embracing your true self, you avoid the trap of performing or pretending, and you attract people who appreciate you for who you really are. Authenticity is about showing up as yourself, imperfections and all, and being unapologetic about it. The role of self-awareness in authenticity. Self-awareness is a crucial element of authenticity. The Stoic philosopher understands that to be truly authentic, one must first know oneself. This requires introspection and a willingness to face both strengths and weaknesses with honesty. By cultivating self-awareness, you can make choices that align with your values and express your true self in your interactions. This kind of self-knowledge enhances your ability to be authentic in flirting because it allows you to approach dating from a place of clarity and confidence. When you know who you are and what you stand for, you can navigate relationships with integrity and purpose, which makes you even more attractive to those around you. How authenticity strengthens connections. Authenticity deepens connections because it creates an environment of trust and respect. When you are genuine in your flirting, you invite the other person to do the same. This leads to more meaningful conversations, stronger emotional bonds, and a sense of mutual understanding. Women are more likely to be attracted to a man who is authentic because it signals that he is confident in who he is and doesn't feel the need to manipulate or impress. Authenticity fosters a sense of security, as both individuals can drop their guard and engage with each other honestly. This foundation of trust is essential for any successful relationship, and it all begins with the courage to be your true self. Practical example. Flirting with authenticity. Imagine you're at a party and you spot someone who catches your interest. Instead of trying to craft the perfect opening line or act in a way you think will impress her, you approach her with a genuine sense of curiosity. You might start by asking her about her interests or sharing something personal about yourself that feels natural in the conversation. By being real, honest, and open about who you are, you create an atmosphere of mutual respect and understanding. You show that you're interested in her as a person, not as a way to validate your own self-worth, and this authenticity is far more attractive than any line or tactic you could use. In the end, authenticity is about embracing who you are and allowing others to see that version of you. When you flirt with authenticity, you invite deeper, more meaningful connections that are based on trust, respect, and shared values. By practicing Stoic principles of self-awareness and emotional control, you can cultivate the kind of authentic connections that lead to lasting relationships. 8. Emotional control. The Stoics' key to mastering flirting. Emotional control is a central tenet of Stoic philosophy, and it plays a pivotal role in the art of flirting. The ability to regulate your emotions and remain composed in the face of attraction is not only a sign of strength, but also a crucial factor in creating lasting connections. Flirting is often a delicate balance of interest, intrigue, and emotional tension. When you maintain emotional control, you prevent yourself from becoming overly attached or needy, which can be a major turnoff. Instead, you approach flirting with calmness and confidence, allowing the connection to unfold naturally without letting your emotions dictate your actions. Why emotional control is so attractive. One of the most attractive qualities a person can have is the ability to remain composed and collected, especially in emotionally charged situations. Women are naturally drawn to men who can handle their emotions with grace and maturity. Emotional control signals to others that you are emotionally stable, secure in yourself, and capable of navigating the complexities of relationships without being swept away by your feelings. When you approach flirting with emotional control, you demonstrate that you don't need external validation to feel good about yourself. This level of emotional independence is incredibly attractive because it shows that you are self-sufficient and capable of maintaining a sense of calm in even the most intense or uncertain situations. How to practice emotional control in flirting. Practicing emotional control in flirting starts with self-awareness. The first step is recognizing your own emotional triggers and learning how to respond to them in a balanced way. For example, if you feel nervous or excited while flirting, instead of letting these emotions control your actions, take a deep breath and center yourself. Focus on the present moment, maintaining a calm and steady demeanor. Another aspect of emotional control in flirting is avoiding the temptation to overanalyze every word or gesture. By not getting caught up in the details and allowing the conversation to flow naturally, you create a more relaxed and enjoyable interaction. In essence, emotional control means being present and authentic, without allowing your emotions to dictate your behavior or overwhelm the interaction. The role of emotional resilience in attraction. Emotional resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks or challenges without losing your composure. In the context of flirting, emotional resilience is crucial because it enables you to handle rejection or disinterest with maturity and grace. A Stoic doesn't take rejection personally or allow it to negatively affect their self-esteem. Instead, They recognize that not every connection will lead to a lasting relationship, and that's perfectly okay. By maintaining your emotional composure in the face of rejection, you demonstrate that you are not defined by external outcomes, which only increases your attractiveness. Women appreciate men who can handle rejection with grace, as it shows that they are emotionally secure and capable of moving on without holding on to negative emotions. Why emotional control prevents desperation? Desperation is one of the most unattractive traits a person can exhibit when flirting. When you become too attached to the outcome or try too hard to impress the other person, it often creates a sense of pressure and discomfort. Emotional control, on the other hand, prevents desperation by allowing you to remain detached from the outcome. You are not emotionally dependent on the success of the interaction. Instead, you engage in the process with a sense of curiosity and openness, without any expectations. This level of detachment creates a relaxed and comfortable atmosphere, which is far more attractive than coming across as needy or desperate. The Stoic approach to flirting is about remaining composed and calm, regardless of the external circumstances, and this emotional control naturally draws people in. The power of emotional boundaries in flirting. In addition to controlling your emotions, it's important to establish healthy emotional boundaries when flirting. Emotional boundaries are essential because they protect your own emotional well-being and ensure that you don't become too emotionally entangled too quickly. For example, while flirting, a Stoic maintains a sense of balance by not becoming overly invested or giving away too much of themselves too soon. They remain aware of their own feelings and ensure that they are not sacrificing their emotional stability for the sake of pleasing or impressing the other person. By setting these emotional boundaries, you create a space where both individuals can connect in a respectful and healthy way, without one person feeling overwhelmed or exploited. Emotional control in action. A practical example. Imagine you're flirting with a woman at a social event, and you notice that she seems a bit distant or uninterested. Rather than becoming anxious, upset, or overthinking the situation, you maintain emotional control by staying calm and composed. You don't try to force the conversation or make her feel guilty for not engaging as much as you'd like. Instead, you continue to engage in the conversation naturally, without letting her level of interest dictate your mood. If the interaction doesn't progress, you simply move on gracefully, knowing that not every connection will work out, and that's perfectly fine. This ability to maintain emotional control and resilience makes you far more attractive than if you were to react impulsively or desperately. Emotional control and confidence. At the core of emotional control is confidence. When you are emotionally balanced and in control of your reactions, you exude a quiet confidence that is incredibly attractive. This confidence comes from knowing that you are in control of your emotions, and you do not need external validation to feel good about yourself. By practicing emotional control, you create a sense of inner peace and security that draws others to you. Women are particularly attracted to men who are emotionally stable, as it indicates that they are mature, capable of handling challenges, and not easily shaken by life's ups and downs. In conclusion, emotional control is not just about repressing your emotions or acting indifferently, it's about understanding your feelings, responding to them appropriately, and maintaining composure in all situations. When you practice emotional control in flirting, you demonstrate emotional intelligence, resilience, and confidence, qualities that are incredibly attractive. By applying the Stoic approach to emotional control, you not only become a better flirt but also create the foundation for deeper, more meaningful connections based on respect, understanding, and genuine attraction. In the end, Mastering the art of Stoic flirting isn't about manipulating or impressing others. It's about building genuine, meaningful connections through emotional control, self-awareness, and confidence. By applying these Stoic principles, you can attract women in a way that is calm, authentic, and irresistible. The secret isn't in flashy tactics or desperate attempts for attention. It's in the quiet strength of emotional control, the resilience to handle rejection, and the ability to remain present without expectation. Remember, flirting is an opportunity to connect with others on a deeper level, not just an exchange of attraction. By embracing Stoicism in your approach, you not only increase your chances of success in the dating world but also build a solid foundation for emotional stability and fulfilling relationships. If you found these Stoic flirting tips helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell to stay updated with more content on building better relationships, attracting the right people, and living a fulfilled, Stoic life. Share this video with others who may benefit, and leave a comment below telling us how you plan to use these tactics in your own dating life. Stay Stoic, stay calm, and stay confident. Your path to deeper connections starts now.